Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. So finally we are on top of the table for more than 24 hours. As many Man United fans were telling that, oh, you'll be just off for 24 hours, enjoy it, we'll be back. But finally we are back on top for more than that period of time. It's been a fantastic week for us, I would say. We dismantling West Brom and then United losing to Sheffield United in a game which I really didn't expect that United would lose. I thought that it would be a while before City would, make that place at the top concrete, would consolidate that place at the top, but it's come really early for us. I mean, if you ask me, would you like to chase or would you like to be at the top? Either of the one is okay for me. We have been in title races, that Centurion title race where we were like at the top throughout the league and won the league at the canter, and in that Liverpool title race 2018-19 where we were behind and then we chased Liverpool. We went on a 14 game winning streak. So we are established hunters. We know what to do. So I thought, what will be the three key areas where this title race will be decided? I was just thinking about it, especially when watching the United game yesterday, and also listening to a couple of comments from Pep Guardiola about the title race after the West Brom game. I was just thinking, what are the three key areas where this title race will be decided? So the first thing is, I think there are three key areas, as you can see in the title, about on which the title race will be decided. The first one is, this season is special. This season is different because the fixtures are coming one after the other. There's never been a season where you have gonna play three games every week. A game every 3 days, and without any rest, and every game has consequence at the top of the table or at the bottom of the table. So in this season I feel that the team which rests well in matches is the one which will win this title race. When I say rest well in matches, it's not that you complete the match and then you take rest, you get fit in those 2 days. No, in between the match, how can you rest on the ball? How can you control the tempo of the game? How do you know when to raise the tempo of the game and when to sit quietly on the ball, when to pass the ball around? I think this is one area where City are right at the top. I saw United playing yesterday and they were like, they were huffing and puffing. Not just yesterday, in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, United, they are nicking games at the last moment, nicking games by 1-0. I'm seeing Liverpool are struggling. Spurs are struggling. United are not resting in games. So all the players will be wore down. There will be injuries. But City against West Brom, you dismantle them by 4 goals in the first half, rest in the second half. Your City, you're 1-0 up, you pass the ball around, you control the tempo of the game. I think that is going to be a key factor in this title race in a season where the days to rest are really minimal and your resources are stretched to the maximum. So this is going to be the most important factor. And by the way, let me know in the comments below, what do you think will be the most important factor in deciding this title race? The second most important factor is deciding the tempo of the match. When I say deciding the tempo of the match, it's not just about the players, it's about the managers. We have seen earlier with Jose Mourinho, with Jurgen Klopp this season commenting about United get more penalties. We have seen Pep Guardiola, for example, telling in that 2018-19 title race, we have got to win this match or we are out of the title race before that vital Liverpool game in January. So these things, how can the managers lift up the game and how can the managers play down the game? How can the managers address the problems in the game? How can the managers keep the players motivated? That is going to be really important in this title race. Again, I think there's no one better than Pep in this scenario, because Jurgen Klopp is stretched with those resources. Liverpool are not playing well. Injury crisis. Spurs, Jose Mourinho, he's detached from modern football. He's just parking the bus even though his team is 1-0 up. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a new guy here. He doesn't know how to control the title races. Very sorry if any United fans are here, but Ole has no clue. Yesterday against Sheffield United, United were losing, and he didn't have any ideas. That's my third point, my third key area in games when teams are struggling. How can you address the problems? United City was struggling against Aston Villa, and Pep Guardiola made a tactical change. He bought Cancelo as an inverted fullback, and Cancelo was going into the midfield, and the game changed. Against Crystal Palace, City was struggling. He told Raheem Sterling to hold the width. Raheem Sterling was playing narrow in that game. He told Raheem Sterling to hold the width, and City cracked open the game. Yesterday, I'm talking about United because there are title rivals. So yesterday, United were struggling. And you look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he was struggling as well. He put on a confused face. For me, this was a big marker where the title race turned yesterday. When your manager is confused on how to crack the code, that is when I think it really tells you one team is out of its depth and the other team is firmly in the title race. Pep Guardiola, the players know when there's a problem, he will make a change. They believe. But Ole, even Mourinho, even Klopp, they are all seeming helpless. So I'm not telling here that City is going to win the title, but these three key areas, I think City have their bases well covered. We lost Kevin De Bruyne. We have Joao Cancelo playing as a quarterback, and Peter Drury was telling against West Brom that it's just a joke that Cancelo is a fullback. He should be playing as a central attacking midfielder. It's just cheating. So that's how Pep Guardiola is finding solutions, converting people to central attacking midfielders. Zinchenko, he's a central midfielder and is playing as fullback. People who say that City have just spent money and that's why they're winning the title race, I think that's not true. Zinchenko, for example, is a CM. There is no way that Zinchenko can get into this Man City side, but he's now playing as a left back, and now I think he's one of the best left backs in the division. City have not conceded a goal City have conceded one goal in the last 10 games. So it's all about finding problems. I think this is the most important one. The manager who finds solutions to the most problems will win this title race, and at this point of time I think Pep Guardiola is at the forefront of that. Lose Kevin De Bruyne, bring in Joao Cancelo into the midfield, the emergence of Gundogan, how the way he's playing without a recognized striker, all of these things are really painting this up well for City to stay at the top for days to come. Do I fear any match? Yes, I fear the match against Sheffield United on Sunday more than the match against Liverpool and the match against Spurs in February. Why? Because Sheffield United is a team that is fighting relegation. They had 5 points before yesterday's game, and when you play against an opponent, those lower league opponents, Sheffield United, Burnley, who are fighting, who stay in a compact block, those are the most difficult games in the title race. Not the games where the opponents they open up, not smashing Leeds 5-0, not going up against Aston Villa and winning. No. Pep Guardiola at the end of the 2017-18 season, where City were Centurions, he was asked a question that, what is the thing you're looking to improve on? Pep told, in this Premier League, the most difficult thing is breaking down against teams defending in a compact, narrow block. The striker of the opposition marks are CDM, and it's almost nigh on impossible to score against those teams. Those are the games that will decide this title race. That is what Pep Guardiola told then, and I believe it is true even today. City playing in that false nine system, I think it's a kind of a revelation again for the entire Premier League on how to break down those compact defenses. Yesterday against West Brom, I'll just tell you a small bit from the game. If you had watched the game without any crowd noise, you'll notice the right back of West Brom shouting to Ajayi, who is the centre back, that please come to my side and cover it and cover me. and cover the space. And Sammy Ajayi, he instantly shouted back to the right back that no, you come onto this side and cover. The midfielders of City are making runs. I don't know whom to mark. In the last 5 minutes, 4 players have made runs. So this is where I think Pep has brought in a little bit of an innovation on how to attack against a low block. And now I'm sure that even without a striker, we can go on and in the Premier League. Now, Coutinho has a comment. He's telling you talked about Zinchenko and Cancelo. What about Mendy? I'll come to Mendy. Wow, Coutinho, you've raised a really good point. I'm just coming on to this. Now let us talk about the 3 key important players for City. Do let me know in the comments below before I go into the graphics and show you who will be the 3 key important players for City in this title race. Please comment it out. Let me see what you tell. Will it be Gundogan? Will it be Aguero? Will it be De Bruyne? Will it be Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz? Let me know which 3 key players you think will be essential for City in this title race. Let me see what you guys think in the comments. I mean, people are still thinking I can have that. There are so many people for City in form, so it's difficult to label out 3 key players. I think this is going to be a bit controversial, and also this is going to be a bit, people will think he's gone mad when I talk about this. So let us look at the first key player who I think will be essential for City in this title race, Riyad Mahrez. And why is he essential? Is he the player in form? Is he the most important player for City? Is he the one who is the first name on the team sheet every season? For every match? No, he is not. Then why is he important? I believe that the strength of a team is its weakest link. So it's the weakest players in the team that are going to decide these fine margins, because you can't just play your strongest 11 in every match like United saw yesterday. You can't just rely on Bruno and Pogba to win you matches. So Riyad Mahrez, for me, you might have seen in my previous games as well, when I gave ratings, Riyad Mahrez is one of the lowest rated player. He always gets below the average of the team. And there is one big concern for me about Riyad Mahrez. He doesn't protect the ball well. His decision making is not at all good. He doesn't know when to dribble. He doesn't know when to pass. He's 28, 29, is in his prime, is one of the best wingers according to me in the league. But he can't get that decision making right actually. So that is my big concern for Riyad Mahrez. Leave the decision making. When Riyad Mahrez comes onto his left foot, he doesn't finish it. He doesn't finish one-on-ones. Riyad Mahrez, I thought, is one of the lethal goal scorers, but right now this season he's missed so many chances on his favored left foot. He's just against Aston Villa, when we were struggling before that first goal, he misses a chance, opens up onto his left foot and he misses the chance. Against Cheltenham Town, he misses the chance. He loses the ball for a counter attack against Aston Villa. So these are the things which I think can cost us the title in big games, in tight games. You can't expect to win every game 2-0, 3-0. So Riyad Mahrez, one of our weakest link. That's why I think is one of the key players who will decide the title race. Now, the question which Coutinho has asked, Benjamin Mendy. You've asked, you talked about Zinchenko and Cancelo. What about Mendy? So this is about Mendy. He is our second weakest link. This guy doesn't know how to defend. That's why Pep is not playing him. You spend 50 million pounds on a full pack and keep him for 3 years, and you have him on the bench even when he's fit. There must be a reason. There must be a reason why Zinchenko, our CM, a central midfielder, is playing ahead of someone like a Benjamin Mendy. He's just not good enough defensively. Against Wolves, I think at the beginning of the season or at the end of the last season, he gives away a ball at the middle of the pitch. No, it was against Chelsea, and Pulisic runs and scores a goal one-on-one at the end of last season. So those are the mistakes which Mendy makes, and he is our biggest weak link, I would say. It is interesting to see how Pep will manage Mendy. For me, if you ask, against teams that sit in a compact block, Mendy is really essential. At the teams without an attacking threat, without fast pacey strikers, Mendy for me has always been one of the best crossers in world football. I could just say he's a bit below the Robertson level, especially in an attacking sense. He can cross it as good as a Robertson and a Trent Alexander-Arnold, but his defensive sense is absolutely nothing. And in this Pep Guardiola team, all of the four defenders should be excellent in defending one-on-ones. Against West Brom, City won 5-0, but the first chance fell to West Brom. Ederson defended the one-on-one really well, or else West Brom would be 1-0 up in the last 3-4 minutes. So, to be a defender in this Pep Guardiola team, you have to be versatile, but the most important quality is not your attacking flair. The most important quality is how well you're defending one-on-ones, and Benjamin Mendy doesn't fit into that category at all. So is it time for City to sell Mendy? If you ask me personally, I think Pep will make a decision at the end of the season. If you ask me personally, I would say wait till the end of the season and let's see how well Mendy has improved. The one important attribute for a player to be in this Pep's team is his attitude, the way he is focused on training. That is the reason why City sold Jadon Sancho. That is the reason why City are letting few of the brightest young talents go. It's their attitude which is not right. Phil Foden, Pep has slowly eased him into the play. His attitude was excellent. Waited for 1 year, 2 years, and look at where Foden is. So Mendy will go, I think. According to Fabrizio Romano, City are in for 3 signings in the summer. They have been given £200 million. One is a striker, one is a central defensive midfielder, and the other is a left back. So I think Pep is looking to sell Mendy and bring in a stable left back. But again, I think these are the things that will make a difference in title race. Your left back is injured virtually for 3 years, and you find a solution. You play Zinchenko. For all the other teams who are telling Pep has money, Pep has an open checkbook, the real reason is Pep has an open mind. He looks for solutions. He doesn't fear. What is there if the left back is injured? The left back can play in the midfield. Let me put a midfielder over there. This is a manager who has transformed Philip Lahm into one of the greatest central midfielders. So I think Mendy will go at the end of the season. Personally, if you ask me, sell Mendy. I think he's not good enough defensively. Attacking wise, we have so many players. We need players who can defend. And another interesting thing is Mendy was on the bench against the West Brom game. The game was 1-4-0 in the first half. Pep substituted Cancelo and brought on Laporte and sent Zinchenko into the midfield. Laporte played it left back ahead of Mendy. So I think this is a sign, this is a signal of the things to come. I personally think that Laporte is going to start at left back in matches against Liverpool, against Spurs in the daunting February. Laporte has an excellent left foot. He's a great one-on-one defender. Still, even though Diaz is there, I think Laporte is one of the best defenders in the league behind Van Dijk. So I think this is going to be City's best back four. Cancelo, Diaz, Stones and Laporte. Kyle Walker, that's a bit of a controversy. Where will Kyle Walker start? I'll talk about that in the preview yesterday. Do let me know in the comments below what do you think about Benjamin Mendy. Would you sell him or would you keep him? And another player is Gabriel Jesus. This guy, he gives me nightmares. I think he keeps Pep awake at night. The confusing thing about Gabriel Jesus for me is he takes tough chances. He misses easy chances. Against Cheltenham Town, he was put one-on-one by Foden. What does he do? Put it wide, hit the bar. And again, Foden gives him a ball in the air. He plucks the ball out of thin air, turns and hits it across the keeper. what a difficult chance to finish. 95% of the center forwards wouldn't finish that chance. And Gabriel, out of the three people I mentioned, Gabriel Jesus is going to be the biggest deciding factor on whether we'll win this title or not. He will start in the majority of the games, and if he misses easy chances in games where chances will be at a premium, where we are playing against a low block, against a compact block, like how Sheffield United played yesterday, I think the chances which Gabriel Jesus will miss might be the primary reason why City will not win the title this season. I'm really critical on two people this season, Riyad Mahrez and Gabriel Jesus, for the amount of ability they have, for the amount of talent they have, for their positional sense, for the hard work they do for the team. They don't put on that finished product. Games at the end of the day are not won by possession stats or won by the kilometers you have won. Games at the end of the day are won by how many goals you put in the back of the net. That is why I still think, I was just thinking about what will be the trump cards for each team. For United, it might be Pogba coming back into form. For Spurs, maybe it might be Heung-min Son, or maybe a Dele Alli if he's not sold, coming into form. For Chelsea, Timo Werner coming into form. For Arsenal, Aubameyang coming into form. But what is it for City, I was thinking. And I still think the trump card for City this season will be Sergio Aguero. Where if and when he is fit, I don't know what Sergio Aguero is doing. This season he has not played at all. So Sergio Aguero coming back will strike fear into the nerves of the opponents, I'm sure. I just wish that he's back by February when we start our Champions League campaign and play games against Liverpool and Spurs. The false nine is working well, but how have we scored goals in this false nine system? Gundogan from outside the box. Let's analyze West Brom game. Gundogan from outside the box, Cancelo from outside the box, Mahrez takes a long shot, Gundogan again takes a shot from outside the box, one tap in for Sterling. So the way goals are being scored, there will be moments, there will be days when the shots from outside the box will not go in. You can't rely on those things. Out of the 5 goals which City scored against West Brom, Pep stood up and applauded the last goal where Mahrez laid on a ball and Sterling tucked in the tap in. So I think Pep knows it is really essential that we rely on our movement. We rely on creating chances that can be put away easily, rather than relying on those long shots from Gundogan and all. United have been. I keep referring to United here because they're our closest title rivals, and I need to speak about them in comparison to City especially. United in the last 4-5 matches have been scraping through. That's what the fans have been saying, especially yesterday. We scraped through against Wolves in the last minute against Aston Villa. But City, if you see, it's not much different. We have been putting in goals from outside the box. In our last 2-3 matches, we have been relying on excellent individual pieces of play. Against Crystal Palace, Gundogan strikes the shot from outside the box. Against Aston Villa, Bernardo Silva strikes the ball from outside the box. Against West Brom, from outside the box. So it's going more from outside the box, and there will be a time that this will come to an end, just like it came to an end yesterday for United. So that's why Pep applauded that tap-in goal for Raheem Sterling, and that's why I think Aguero will be the trump card for City. Do let me know in the comments below, who do you think will be the trump card for City, and let me know any other questions also if you have in this grueling title race. It could be questions related to City, or it could be questions in general as well. What do you guys think about the title race? Do you guys think that there is another dark horse in this title race? Do you think Arsenal picking up the momentum is a dark horse in this title race? There are 2 pivotal moments for me in this title race. One is involving City and the other is not involving City. The first one is City United 0-0 draw. It was a bore fest. But after the game, I was reflecting on it and I thought, wow, what a master stroke from Pep. Pep knew that at that point, City were not in form. They were dropping points, and United were having all the momentum. So I was thinking, wow, master stroke by Pep. He has realized so early on. He had this great vision that United will be our title contenders 3 months down the line, 4 months down the line. So let me settle for a draw, even though people say it's a bore fest. Let me not attack. Throughout Pep's career in the last 10-12 years, when have you seen Pep, not attacking a team? When have you seen Pep sitting back and defend? When have you seen Pep playing with two pivots? And that United game was the trigger point. He played two pivots and he closed the game down. I thought, wow, what is Pep doing? And it is an excellent master stroke. That was a real turning point. Had City lost that game, they would have lost all that confidence. Had United won that game, they would have gone with load of confidence, and the City would have just been smugged off the title race. Second important turning point in this title race was United Liverpool, and United realized it. United fans realized it. After that FA Cup game, that they should have beaten Liverpool in that Premier League game. They had just sat back for too long in the first half, because City will not sit back. City, when they go to Anfield, will defeat. Will put up a big fight against Liverpool. Will attack them. I will not use the word defeat Liverpool, because I just don't want to jinx the match. But then that was the second turning point. United should have really beaten Liverpool. They realized that after that FA Cup game, and also when Burnley went to Anfield and snatched a result. So these are the two turning points. And let me tell you, the third turning point will be United versus Arsenal. A team that is having the pressure of going top again. A team that is having the pressure of City chasing them down. A team that is having the pressure of losing the top spot, and in Arsenal you have a team that has nothing to lose, a team with momentum. So I think that will be the third turning point of this title race. Three turning points. And like I said, the most important one is the ability to find answers in game management, and that will come with experience. That will come with Pep Guardiola. That is why Pep Guardiola is so good in changing the tactics and finding answers. Cancelo, for example, has been a revelation this season, playing at quarterback and all. So these are the three things I think that will really decide the title race. Let me know in the comments below if you think any other thing will decide this title race. And it's not even halfway through, but we can see the template. It's I think the top 5 are just separated by 5-6 points, if I'm not wrong. I've not had a look at the table. Barring injuries, I really expect City to go on the front foot, go with determination. And other thing in this title race for me is the endurance and the determination. Which team? This title race is a marathon and not a sprint. So which team has the will to go the longest in this title race? Which team can play well through the bad moments? City were in a bad moment and we earned a point against United. United were in a good moment and they earned a point against Liverpool. That is going to be the differentiating thing in this in this title race. So I'll come in front of you with a preview against Sheffield United tomorrow. I do think that Sheffield United game will not be straightforward, because they're fighting for their lives, and I do believe that when an opponent is fighting for their lives, it's very difficult to face them. They're fighting tooth and nail for each ball, and it's very difficult to defeat such an opponent. So I'll come in front of you with a preview. And also, I'm not sure, will Pep start Kyle Walker or will Pep start Cancelo? Who will play at left back, right back? We'll see in our predicted lineup regarding that as well. I just wanted to make a quick video regarding this interesting title race, especially that it has opened up even further now with United's loss yesterday in this unpredictable season. I think with the experience and all of those things, City still hold all the aces in this title race. It's just that we should not get in front of ourselves more, and we should just take game by game. That's the only thing. I hope you have liked this video. If you have liked this video, please click on the like button, and also please click on the bell icon and the subscribe button so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. Take care, and it's been a great week for all the City fans. Let's top off the weekend by playing really well against Sheffield United again. Let's not be arrogant against Sheffield United. It's just Sheffield United. Respect to opponents who are fighting tooth and nail for every bit. Thank you so much and have a nice day.